So
Great segue.
It's a great way to get into
Is
it.
hell a curse word? Are we also going
Is
to have
hell-
to get that one?
That's a good question.
Hell is
Is hell?
definitely-
Does
hell
hell?
is
No.
No, hell is a place.
Because it's a place.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. If I were to say like Phoenix, Arizona, you know, it's not like
What makes
you
a
know.
curse word?
What makes a curse word? Interesting.
Well, what makes it derogatory?
Well, what makes a curse? We have to talk about spells, right? And witchcraft.
You love that.
That's true.
But so you started. Speaking of where we're from,
Anyway.
places. You're from Green Bay.
Yeah. Yes.
What was
Wisco.
life like in Wisconsin? Lots of cheese curds.
Yeah. You
Is that the
know.
only thing? You
That's
know?
I don't know a lot about Wisconsin, but
I'm
that's
from
what I'm letting you
Chicago.
tell us.
You are.
I am from Chicago.
Chi-town?
Yeah, I dislike the Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers. If you're listening, I hate you. I
don't
wish.
know
I
why
actually wished for you to have a concussion in 2014.
Wow.
I wish that upon you.
You know
That was-
what? We're
I'm
not
sorry.
friends. I don't even
understand.
care about football anymore. But I'm like, there's a part of me that's got to.
He destroyed us. He continuously destroyed us.
Because you
Everybody hates
suck.
me.
Yeah, yeah. The
Bears
Bears
suck.
had a terrible management decision for a period of time, just like all Chicago sports. Big deal. Big deal. It's a rebuild year. It's a rebuild year for 20 years.
Is there a
It's
rebuild
fine.
century?
For the Cubs, yeah.
Yeah. Well, oh,
Yeah.
yeah. But so you started dancing young.
Yes, I started ballet like 3. You know, you're not really. You know what I mean? You're just
Yeah.
like running around with a wand. And I started piano, classical piano, like 4. I have older brothers, and both of them like were in piano and stuff, and I just like wanted to I was like, I want to play piano. So, my piano teacher only took, the youngest she would take was 5 years old, but I was like so eager that I was 4, and I was just like, "Ning, ning, ning, ning."
Were you just around like when I guess your older brothers were?
Yeah.
And were your parents like pushing you all to, like, were your parents artistically inclined?
Honestly, it's in my mom's side's blood, the blood of my mom's side, but my parents aren't necessarily artistic. My mom wanted us to explore everything. So
in what way is it in the blood?
my grandpa, he was a musician.
Okay.
He was a really amazing performer in Niagara, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. All right. So I did classical piano for 16 years, then switched to jazz, and then did gospel.
Ooh.
Can you
the
describe?
pipeline.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
For
Well,
real.
I had a lot of friends that were trying to make music at the time. So, can you describe the rooms in which pianists are made? Because I'm sure, like, a lot of our listeners who are unaware of the classical piano training, was your piano teacher also a woman that had a nicotine gum addiction and
my
would sit
God.
down with you and have you practice scales and etudes over and over again?
Oh, my piano teacher was from the country Georgia.
Oh, Georgia and Herzegovina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's Bosnia. Georgia
Bosnia?
is where Tbilisi is.
Ah.
Like more, yeah.
Yeah, I have a foggy geographical map.
Yeah, don't ask me.
that.
You
Yeah.
know. So, but yeah, that's where she's from, and she was like,
On it.
oh, we had lessons before school.
Mhm.
Yeah, and
So
I
you-
mean, sometimes I'd leave crying. A lot of the time.
Yeah.
She was no nonsense. Also, I was so gullible. Like, my mom and my piano teacher, came up with this little thing where,
They conspired.
yeah, they conspired and they said,
schemed.
"Oh yeah, Stella can watch you through the TV," and I was like, "Okay, like I better."
That's
be.
pretty twisted.
It's
That's a
pretty-
take on the panopticon, right? Like, if you know you're being watched, you're supposed to act a certain way,
Yeah.
right? Mm.
I guess now you actually are being watched.
Yeah, exactly.
It prepared you.
You know
It
what?
prepared you for popdom.
Yes. Oh, the
Stardom.
popdom.
Yeah, the stardom.
The
of
stardom
popdom.
that I am right now.
Yeah.
Major.
You're ready.
I'm
You're ready to
ready.
be watched at all times, like Black Mirror.
That's actually like what I'm kind of interested in exploring this year is like this phrase, what do you do when people are watching? I'm like, well, like,
Well, what
because
did Britney
everything is
Spears do?
streamed, everything is like filmed, and it used to be the question, like, what do you do? Like, who are you when you're alone? But it's like, now it's changed almost, like, we're alone so much, like because of like COVID and stuff. We're more isolated, and now it's like, ooh, who are you?
Well, the act of being watched can make you feel completely alone, right? That no
Yeah.
one is everyone's seeing you, but no one's really seeing you because they're seeing what you're putting out there. And
Yeah.
they're seeing a product that
And
you're
you're
putting forward.
performing, you know?
Yeah.
Like, what's the difference between like performing, even in like everyday conversation?
Have you seen The Prestige?
No.
All right, so there's this there's this magician, right? And he's like a Chinese magician, and his whole act is being an old man, but he's like 26, okay? But he lives his life as an old man. His life is the act, so that he can sell the performance.
Wow.
And eventually, one day, the performance will end, and then he can live his life with more money in hand. But
will the performance end?
that's the thing. Does
Yeah.
the performance ever end?
Does it ever end?
The act of creating a persona, does that ever end?
Does it end? And where are the lines between like the artist, I guess, or the persona and you? And some people, you know, they have that alter ego, but I'm like,
Yeah.
not me. You know, like I feel like my whole brand is so me that like where is the line?
Well, I mean, I think there are a lot of artists that also emulate that. Lauryn Hill is just Lauryn Hill,
Yeah.
right? And she went crazy because of that, because it felt like when people criticized her art, they were criticizing her. Mm-hmm. But that's not the case.
Yeah.
It's never the case. The artist dies when the art is created. So it doesn't matter if you're creating a persona or not. You're dead the minute you put something out there.
Wow.
That
Okay.
is morbid.
I
It's
can't
not
wait to
morbid.
keep going
Do
in
you
this
think-
career.
It's freeing, right? It's freeing. It's
Oh,
like
I
it
guess
doesn't-
like the death.
It's an ego death. You're
Yeah.
not
Oh,
actually
yeah,
dead.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
not dead. Your
Yeah.
liver still works. Your heart still works. Like everything still works. You're still experiencing life, but that version of you, that art of you, whenever you create something, is a past version of you, a shell that you let go of.
Do you
Yeah,
think
but
that-
then it lives forever.
And do you think that's a mechanism
So-
for also distancing yourself from that criticism, right? Like, I mean, because what if you? I mean, think about like a Sherlock Holmes series. You know, like that. Does that end? You know, like I know that's not the best example, but some things you
can't
pick
really
back up.
You can't really talk about writers who get paid for publications like Charles Dickens. Like the personas that they created were fabrications upon fabrications because they needed to get paid per word.
Well, but yeah, I mean, sure, but
But
is it not?
Boundaries are great. And they push great art. So
Yeah. I mean, boundaries and restraints create great art. Certain boundaries will limit art.
yeah, but it's good to have a box sometimes.
Well, I would say like thinking of the boundaries and the like sphere of I guess like piano ballet. I mean, I would think in ballet there's probably
So many boxes.
many boxes.
That's
right?
why
I
I'm in music.
mean,
Like it's like a rebellion because it's like my thing, you know.
Mhm.
I feel like
Music?
because it's like coming from me. I call the shots, but I still like love ballet. Like it's my first love, you know. It's like this toxic relationship that I can never shake. That you
Why
like,
is it toxic?
because you just give and you give and you give, and then
Time passes.
you don't. It doesn't really give you much in return. Almost, in a way, like it's so much work and pain and like emotional, mental, like you need like so much mental strength to just keep going, you know? And like not everything you do is like worth it. Everything that you get to perform is like worth it, and it's not your like I'm cast, you know, by someone else, by my superior. I'm told what to do within like the story of the ballet, the steps of the ballet technique. So it's like so much.
Rigid.
Yeah,
Where's the creativity then?
and that's what's cool. Is like there is still so much creativity that can be given. It's like an actor, you know, or like if you're
It's
covering.
how you interpret the steps.
Yeah,
How you interpret
yeah.
each
And
individual movement.
Yeah, and almost that's kind of even more special to have so much restraint and still that personality can come through. That's kind of beautiful. I didn't really think about it like that.
George Oppen said that higher art is often unappreciated and self-destructive. But why do we do higher art? It's for that one sublime moment where we are above ourselves.
Yeah,
right?
it takes one moment and then you're right
and you're
back.
just like, oh shit, this is why I do it. Fuck, I'm broke, but this is why I'm broke. Like this, I get it.
Yeah. And I'm in pain, but
And
that
pain.
one moment is, worth it.
I can't even imagine the physical pain that ballet must take, the toll that it takes on the body. Can you elaborate a little bit?
Well, at 26, my body in particular is just
falling apart.
It's falling apart. I think because of just how I handle stress and anxiety. I take it very physically, where like I tense. It's a very direct correlation between like mind and body for me, and I'm trying to like unlearn that, but it's like it really messed me up, and I broke my back, and just trying to get
performing.
It was a stress fracture, so just over time, just overuse.
And do you think that? Well, there's no real reason for it, but like, when did that happen?
That happened last October. October
2022 or October 2021?
Good question.
Oh, 2021. Yeah,
So,
good question.
A while ago.
Yeah, and it wasn't something that was like, oh, I fell. Like something happened. It was like I was in a lot of pain. It was coming through in different areas. Like my whole body was just like going nuts.
Constantly jumping up and down.
Yeah.
It's a lot,
It's a lot. And back bends were the worst. But like, I mean, I was, with ballet too, it's like, oh, you're in pain, just like keep going. Like, whatever,
That's
like,
probably what leads to that stress fracture, is that you ignore the signs
exactly.
for so long.
You're just like,
all athletics have this in common. It's like, let's just keep pushing it. Let's
Yeah,
keep pushing it.
you push
You're
yourself.
fine. You can walk it off.
And I mean, that's the thing is like, not to speak for like ballet or all sports, but I think that like there's lately has been, if you get a head injury, you're going to be out, but there's still this pressure if it's any other part of your body to just keep on going.
yeah.
Well, speaking of the homie from the Bills.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
DeMar Hamlin.
insane.
I mean, okay, so I don't really know what caused, I know he had cardiac arrest. I don't know.
I mean, it wasn't anything particular. It could have been like, because this happens a lot in baseball, and it's just if you hit the right spot at the right time.
That it can,
I think it was like right here.
stops your heart.
Yeah, it just
So, like,
stops it.
Yeah, the solar plexus.
And,
I aim
now he's
for
had
that.
to, relearn.
Like when
Jack
you
is a
box,
boxer.
you hit that spot.
Like if you hit it right, you don't have to hit it hard either.
No,
Well,
you
I
hit
mean,
it right, and they're just like.
Who was it?
Yeah.
Louis T. Wait, who's the
It's
boxer
definitely
that
like a
died?
lot of nerve.
A lot of boxers have died.
But there was
RIP,
one
all
Puerto Rican
boxers.
boxer that died
Boxing
in the
just
ring that was.
in general.
But
No, it doesn't.
Physical toll.
No, it doesn't.
I want a
Physical
box.
toll does.
The physical told us. You
Jack.
want a box?
Yeah, I
mean,
took
it,
like
like,
Muay Thai,
really
like
sucks.
2 like Muay Thai stuff.
Yeah, we can.
And I like do cardio kickboxing, and honestly, like, I kind of slay.
Yeah, I don't want to hit you.
No, don't hit me.
please don't.
But I'm kind of like,
How much do you weigh? Oh wait.
oh wow, that's a great question.
Yeah, because it's about
That's it.
it's
Oh
about
my
weight
God.
classes. It's about weight classes. So I would have to find someone for
We're
you.
definitely gonna have to put a meow on that one.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, you can keep
that was very
it.
rude. It's not in
we
relation to
were-
aesthetic. It's
I
in
know.
relation to athletics.
Yeah.
Not aesthetic, athletic.
Well,
You just winked at the microphone.
speaking of aesthetic, though, actually, Lisa, I've kind of like, I don't know if it was around October, between your 4th and 5th songs that you released, Stereo to Heaven and Grocery Store, kind of noticed some like aesthetic change. I don't know if that was something that it kind of bled into the music for me. It seemed like you had like more of your own voice and like a stronger voice on the music. I don't know if like the injury or like if anything in particular around that time, if you felt that the aesthetic changed at all.
Yeah, I think like I'm still, coming into my own because I feel like I still just started,
Yeah, of
Stereo to
course.
Heaven was like the first single with my amazing producer that I am so lucky I found like right away, Adam Oberic. So shout out to him because he is the producer of the Triangle. He's so amazing. He works with so many great artists, but
How
We
did
have
you guys get in contact? Or how did you start working with them?
Diego Aviles with Oak City Music Collective.
Yes, I do know.
Oak City Music Collective.
Yeah.
Wilson.
Another
word.
shout out
Yeah.
to him because
Yeah.
he came into my life when I needed direction. So shout out to him as well. Yeah, like once you realize, you know, you want to do something and you open your eyes, your resources are there, you know? You just have to open your eyes. It's kind of amazing.
What kind of made you open your eyes?
There's this book my brother gave me called The Artist's Way. And it incorporates God in it a lot, which I'm not, like, religious, but I feel like if you're creative, there's a higher chance that you feel, like, this energy.
Yeah,
Because it comes through you, and it's, like, no explanation kind of thing.
Well, it's back to that sublime moment, right, when that electricity is just kind of running up and down your spine and just feels like there's nothing but that moment.
Yeah.
Right?
And it's not really you.
No, you're a vessel for something greater.
Yeah,
Higher
exactly.
art,
You
the
feel
sublime
like a
moment.
channel.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what I was talking about. Oh, the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The book, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, COVID hit, and my brother gave me this book a long time ago. He did it. He's an actor. He's been in, like, an episode.
What is your brother's name?
Oh, Mckenzie Van Oss. He's in
Matthew Van
France
Oss.
right now. Yeah, I love him very much. And he's very talented. He's in, like, an episode of Grey's Anatomy and stuff. Yeah.
Fantastic, yeah.
Yeah. But finally just, like, sat down, did the book, and it made me discover things about myself and also just gain confidence in myself and the abilities that I've kind of, you know, I'm such a different person than I was, like, before COVID. Like, so different. Like, ballet was everything, you know,
What happened during COVID that transformed you? How did you spend the pandemic? I spent the pandemic doing push-ups and eating bacon. It was horrible.
We can tell.
It was horrible. And I drank no sit-ups. No sit-ups
No
were
sit-ups.
done. No sit-ups were done during the pandemic. It was
But those
push-ups,
arms,
whiskey,
though. Yeah.
push-ups, whiskey, and bacon. It was horrible.
in that order
Shirts.
or all at once.
Cooking the whiskey in bacon.
Ooh.
And
Doing
Is that
a push-up.
happening?
Why
Is
not?
that possible?
Of course.
Ooh.
You didn't try that?
Yeah.
No, ma'am.
You had that much whiskey around for that long, and you didn't even one time. Like, oh,
I
Yeah.
drink my whiskey straight and I eat my bacon hot.
Okay.
Fair enough.
All right.
So what was the pandemic like?
Pandemic was, I went back home to Green Bay, and
Oh no.
it was great.
Oh yes.
Yeah, my parents, you know, they have, like, a pool, and I have, like, all
In
our
Green Bay?
instruments. Oh, yeah.
Green Bay is just as cold as Chicago.
Yeah. But the
So-
summers, you know, the summers can get hot.
Summers are humid.
It's got like 3 months, 4
Yeah.
months of nice pool weather. Right?
Yeah, 4
Yeah,
months of
this
pool
is what-
weather.
Yeah.
Above
That's
ground
nice
or
there.
in ground.
Yeah, but you probably went back in like April, March, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
And it
that's
was,
true.
like,
Okay.
freezing, but
All
then
right. Yeah,
it just
yeah,
took
yeah.
a month. But there was, like, they also have a hot tub, and I was like,
Above ground or in ground?
a hot tub above? Oh, it's above ground.
No, you said pool.
Oh, okay, there's both.
But what is the pool above or in ground?
The pool is in ground.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Now we're talking.
Okay, wow. That's
My mom's a
very
realtor.
beautiful.
So you weren't
Beautiful.
by yourself then fully during.
No, and it was good to just, like, come back to where it began, and I went to, okay, so, like, my high school experience was 2 years in Green Bay, and then I went to a performing arts high school near Boston for ballet. So
So
I was away from home
how
when
did
I was
that
16.
come to be? Like,
Well,
is
I
that
was,
something
like-
you always wanted to do?
Yeah, I always wanted to be a dancer. Actually, it's funny because an 8th grade yearbook says, it's like, oh, what do you want to do? And it was like, ballerina/musician. And I'm like, oh,
You're there.
I did it!
You're there.
Anyway.
Was it
So
everything you dreamed of?
is that a pipeline? Is that like a pipeline to schools though when you're like 16? Because for hockey, that's a thing where like
You have to.
You have to.
Do you play hockey?
Yeah, I grew up playing hockey.
Okay.
And so when you're 16,
It's the same thing.
Yeah,
He does like skating lessons for like $80 an hour. This dude.
I
That's
did.
baller.
Yeah, it was
This
nice.
dude's-
And when I lived in New York, that was
Oh, nice.
Stud
yeah,
on the ice.
Not now.
Let's
though.
go.
Stud on the
Yeah.
ice here.
I haven't skated in a little while, but yeah, it's the same idea. I still got it, but
It doesn't leave.
doesn't leave.
It doesn't leave.
I don't know. If I don't box for
but-
a month, I get hit a lot.
Yeah, well, you've been eating too much bacon, but the but
Don't tell me how to live my
so there's that pipeline.
Yeah.
And then we're kind of back to pandemic. But we were talking
Tangents.
about
My bad.
No, it was my fault because I was interested in that pipeline and it exists, and so that like dictated your life for a long time.
Well, can you talk a
Ballet.
little bit?
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about the performative art school that you went to in Boston?
Yeah, it's called Walnut Hill School for the Arts. My brother called it like a little Amish paradise because it's like a little bubble.
Weird Al.
It's not Amish at all,
Weird
but
Al.
it was like, yeah, Weird Al.
Yeah.
Oh, so it wasn't Amish.
It wasn't Amish, but it was like this, like,
Sorry.
beautiful little campus, and it
No
had like
Amish
this
people.
amazing hill. No Amish people.
In Boston.
Okay.
It's nice.
Outside it. It's
Outside.
in
Yeah.
Natick.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's like a train ride away from Boston. But
Was it stressful? Was everything in it
no.
stressful? What was it
It was
like?
amazing. It was, and the thing is like I wasn't creative really. I was creative in ballet, but I wasn't creative in life, like at this time of my life. So I was just like do as you're told kind of person, which is what ballet is basically. But everyone around me, I mean, I had like less than 100 people in my class. Like it was pretty small, and there were like not that many straight men, and the musicians.
You say that kind of disappointed.
no one would like. No one liked me then anyway. I was like, I looked like I was like 12.
Everybody likes you. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. They like you then too.
I had great friends.
Dense fan base.
Yes.
But so were you I guess did you make some connections there that then still kind of endure?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there were like classical music, like piano prodigies at this school that were like in my French class.
Oh wow.
Like New
Were you playing piano while you were there too, or like?
I took lessons, and I got like injured sometimes, and then when I wasn't dancing, I would play piano.
So
like,
was that just a constant battle? Like you knew at some point you're gonna get injured again.
I honestly didn't think that at all.
Do they have like somebody there, like a trainer, somebody for?
Yeah, we had like physical therapy and
Okay.
TRX training and stuff.
The ice baths.
No ice baths,
No ice bath.
but now,
Now the ice.
now the ice bath.
Because of Wim Hof.
So you said you made a lot of connections at that school. Do you like still reach out to any of them for any kind of work? Or?
I actually asked one of my classmates. Oh my God! Yes, I asked my classmate for my like my logo thing. It's like an angel, like a punk rock angel, and he made that for me.
Nice.
Yeah, there we go. I totally forgot.
Who are your punk rock angels? Who are the people you listen to that inspire you? Yeah.
Wait, I want to shout out him though. His name is Jan Diego, so shout out to him. But
Because that's a cool logo idea. Seems like you'd have some
cherubs
people.
have always been a part of my life. Like there is a border along my room. I grew up Catholic, so there you go. But like there was a border along my room of the Raphael cherubs. So, and I used to hate them, I was like, oh, like what? And then I grew up and I was like, oh, the cherubs, that's me. Like I'm a little baby angel. I'm like, not like I'm an angel, but like I feel like my purpose is to bring light. And I've been blessed with like a very wonderful childhood, so I need to utilize and give that to people. What am I talking about?
I don't know. The image The image of those cherubs has ruined me. I'm seeing little floating baby angels in my head. And, it's phasing me. Why? Why did he paint those? Why does the church do that? I don't get it.
Hey, don't on them. Oh, swearing.
Yeah.
Meow.
Meow.
I like someone commissioned baby angels to be made. I feel like maybe we could have spent our money better. I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
Because look at how it's impacting us.
Yeah, I'm still talking
now,
about it. It's haunting. It's haunting, is what it is.
Oh, there's some beauty in the art, though.
It is beautiful, but
and the
in
thing
my
is-
mind, they're
They
like
could've drawn a
aborted
little
babies.
cuter.
Like in my mind, those are aborted babies that are that are dead, and their souls
Talk
are
about upsetting the Catholic
like
Church.
that's what it is. That's the first thing that I thought of is like it's baby angels. Oh, it's dead babies. Like I'm
I
sorry.
think it's more the idea that like a nice like the angel on your shoulder is innocent.
Well, it comes from
Less
the Greek.
than
It comes from
that,
the Greek
yeah.
tradition of having like the arrows, the baby
Cupids.
the baby Cupid, which is a thing of love that we then took and then put into the churches. But you know, on a Christian level, I don't know where the Bible ever said anything about baby angels. I don't know.
What was the
Maybe
imagery?
in Revelation.
Did it?
I don't know.
Biblically accurate angels are terrifying. It's a singular eye or thousands of eyes.
That's true.
6 wings or 8 wings. Which one do you prefer? They're going to put a coal on your lips so that you can, cleanse your lips, and your eyes are not going to be able to like really process what you're seeing.
But like in order,
It's an acid trip.
the vibe of the angel, the vibe
There's
is
no-
a vibe.
Pass the vibe check.
Yeah. Well, then I guess the vibe of the angel can be encompassed in an angel, in a little baby.
Not
The
those
innocence, the
Oh, if I saw Uriel as a baby,
nature.
I would lose my mind. I would lose my Satan as a baby. Ooh, Lucifer as a baby.
isn't that Rosemary's Baby?
I think that was the
Yeah.
yeah.
I've never seen it. I never will.
R.I.P. Sharon Tate.
That one went over my head.
Uh,
Well, Sharon Tate, isn't that from?
So Roman Polanski's wife starred in Rosemary's Baby. 3 weeks after the movie was released, she was killed by the Manson family
Okay, that's why the name.
while she was pregnant.
Well, that's we can go back to like COVID.
The tangent.
Yeah,
it's
it's
real.
This is how we go. It's okay.
I know.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's
Sorry,
fun.
I drop weird. Just Vorpal.
There's
tunnel
always
over
one.
here.
There's
There's
No.
a Vorpal tunnel over here.
There's always one.
Don't look over here.
There's always.
That's why I'm not featured in the photos.
Not sure what we were talking about.
But no, we started a while ago on if she was wasn't solo during COVID, and then we started talking about. Well, you mentioned
Your school.
School, and I had been-
Okay. Oh, I got it. I got it. I understand why I talked about school, because I didn't have that like 16 like at home in Green Bay experience. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like regular teenage
Yeah, you left when you were
experience.
16, so
Yeah.
yeah.
So, so then I got to do that. I was just like at home, like with my brother was home too, and just got to like be a kid and not worry about things.
So you got this 16-year-old experience when
Yeah.
you were
25. 23.
23.
So was it in the house then that you started recording for like the
Yeah,
first?
I did this book, and then I realized I was like, wow, I really want to be like, I want to like. I would write music just like on guitar or something, or like ukulele, but they were like, just for me, whatever, for fun. And then I was like, ooh, I love performing. When I go to a club, like I act like I'm the singer and I go ham, like I go insane. I'm possessed by a demon from hell or an angel from above.
Yeah,
Either
higher
one.
art or lower art.
Yeah.
Choose. Led Zeppelin.
Not in purgatory though, that's for sure.
I mean, Led Zeppelin. It's all about that higher power. So as long as you give yourself over to either the dark or the light side, you'll make great art.
Amazing.
Continuing.
All right. Yeah. What was I saying?
About
You were in the club. You were. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
You
like
performing.
it's just like I want to like write an album. I want to write a song, get it actually produced. I wrote this song, a pop song that's out. It was like the first one where I was like, I want to see this like produced, like with really weird instruments and like whatever. And my other brother, Robbie Van Oss, shout out to him. He's a musician and went to school at Columbia in Chicago for audio engineering. And he came home and we made it together in the basement, just like laughing hysterically, just like messing around. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like that kind of like creative process where you're just like, how is this real? Like this is way too much fun, you know? And then I was like, ooh, I want to make a music video with that. And then I was like, I want to like get a band. I want to like perform. Like this is who I am. Like, let's go. So that's where it started.
And so getting the band, I guess, like, so that kind of takes us a little through COVID. Getting the band, what was that process like?
Yeah, I went back to Raleigh.
I guess you got brought back. Was the ballet not going on for a while, I would presume?
Yeah, they were doing like Zoom ballet classes like you would take in your house, but that's about it.
Zoom ballet classes.
Yeah, that was the most depressing.
Talk to
That
me
kid,
about
that kid remembers what was in the back of your Zoom classes.
I did Zoom teaching as well, and they had all of the cameras off, and they would just never ever.
But that's because you had college students.
Yeah,
that's the
right.
teacher though. I think.
Yeah. So.
I was no like my director would teach and then we would all take class in her
From
house.
both sides,
Well,
I can imagine.
Yeah, both sides. It's literally like
Cameras
the most.
on?
Yeah.
The cameras
Soul
Ooh, that's
crushing.
on.
Wait, no, it's funny. Cameras on and then muted.
Did you have
That's
to,
how it goes.
Did you have to like participate, like in a discussion?
I guess
No, ballet is shut up. Don't use your mouth ever.
I guess like how the choreography would be like, it would just be really difficult because you can't do the choreography. You're by yourself.
And
like,
there's no space.
hard,
You
yeah.
can't like jump. You can't move, and it's just depressing. And
yeah,
I was in pain because
Yeah.
this is probably when like my back.
Stress fracture.
Yeah, it probably like was started even before then.
You might have felt it more because you were not so like not working out all the time or like not performing. You
Yeah.
don't have that energy.
And I was putting these 5-pound weights on like my ankles and my hands, and I would take class with the weights on, like doing like kicks and like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, that's
holding
kinda
my arm like this for like,
It's great for the
Hours.
joints.
ooh, not good
lower
for the
back. Is it lower back?
I
feel
have
like,
a lot of lower back pain.
Yeah, I was
but
gonna say-
also like my break was in my T11, so it was like mid. It's not good for that.
Yeah, mine was in my T5. I have a herniated disc
Ooh.
in my T5. Yeah, I can't like.
Backs
So
are
I can't go back at all.
ooh.
And that was like the same as yours. It kind of like, well, it was similar because it kind of accumulated, but it definitely happened from one thing. Because like I dove on the ground one time in baseball and like my chest hit first.
Oh.
And, like everything else hit next. And like at that moment, it wouldn't hurt that bad, but
Were you playing
Yeah,
second
okay.
base? Were you diving onto dirt?
yeah. Well, no, I was like leading off. I was
okay.
I was hitting and I was like base running and I just dove back to first. And I'm terrible at that for some reason. And yeah, I was like that. And like yeah, it kind of just accumulated to like.
But were you
just
safe?
really- No, I didn't make it back to the bag.
That's the question.
Yeah.
Was it worth it?
Yeah.
And it wasn't.
It wasn't. He
It
was
was
out.
not.
He was
No.
out.
That was
Cast
shitty.
fail.
That was like the last game of the season. Like
Was
I
it your
just, like,
last year?
It's everything on the line on that game, and you
It was the
fucked it up.
playoffs. It was the playoffs. It was really
Oh.
yeah.
ruined it.
It sucked. 'cause
Did you
it
get
was the
removed?
Last game, like we lost and like.
Did you get removed from the game? Like, were you in that
I
much
just took
pain?
myself out. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I can't stand up.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh
I'm
my-
just gonna take myself out. But
That makes
anyways,
sense.
yes, lower back
Jeez.
pain sucks.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry about yours because I know it sucks. Ass.
We feel each other.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's yoga
Yeah.
and
Took
hip stretches.
some this morning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I
Took
had
yoga
everything.
this morning.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Dude, you
need
got
that.
to like every
Hot yoga or just regular?
Actually, this one was. Is it Ashtanga?
Dude, I've never done hot yoga.
Visnasya starts with a V.
Yeah.
Nas-
Yeah.
I can maybe I can see it. I was like I can spell it.
In my head, it's
Shavasana?
there.
Shavasana?
No.
I think it starts with V.
V-
Shavasana.
Visnas.
Vinyasa.
Vinyasa?
Vinyasa.
Vinyasa.
Yeah.
Vinyasana. Oh my god. What? Anyway, that was stupid.
Did you start doing yoga, or like? Okay, so I'll look at that after. But I had a question because you said when you were performing, hanging with your brothers, or like when you would go to shows, that you would lose yourself a little bit. And then in some of the video, I guess that I've seen of you performing, looks like you maybe lose yourself a little bit on
Yeah.
stage.
I'm possessed by a demon from hell, for sure.
So do you think that's like, if the music's very personal, is that a way to kind of like, I don't even know if it's
Unleash the demons?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, something, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Like, wow, a realization I had in this last song I was writing, or I was making, my producer and I were just like, I was like, I want more, and I want more. You know, like, more craziness, like, more chaos, like, everything, explosions, whatever. And then we'd listen back, and I'm like, who am I? Why am I so angry? But, like, and then I was like, okay, exploration on rage. Like, this is my way to release that.
Are you like,
I guess I'm angry.
after, I mean, it's okay. We all have it in us, you know?
Oh, it's-
The art
yeah.
is the best way to put it out, I would say.
You know, it's like,
Got no anger.
it's healthy.
That's not true.
You know, it's good to be angry.
Zero
Yeah,
anger.
it is. I think to confront all your emotions is a good thing. I mean,
Yeah.
as much as you can, not to,
To
you know.
cut them,
Nah,
just like
you gotta
suppress.
After a show or
Repress 'em. Keep
You know who
repressing.
you are?
I know
Yes.
who I am. Do you know
No.
who you are?
No.
Tell
Okay, wait.
Be the end.
who is
Okay,
Jack?
wait.
Yeah, that's
Who am
gotta be.
I?
Okay, you know 500 Days of Summer?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
No.
No.
You're the friend.
I'm the friend?
And his name is Mckenzie.
Oh, God, he sucks. He's a sucky friend.
Wait, why? Okay,
No,
so
he's
He
not.
lets him make so many mistakes.
No, he's great.
wait, so what's the setup of the movie?
500 Days of Summer, Joseph Gordon-Levitt is in love with Zooey Deschanel.
Mm-hmm.
But Zooey Deschanel
awesome.
doesn't really feel like that about him, but she finds him attractive.
Okay, but
I guess.
explain the
She just wants to
connection
have
here.
fun.
Yeah, she
Oh.
just wants to have
What's
fun.
the-
Oh,
what's the
okay.
connection?
I don't know. You like kind of look like him, and you
Okay, it's
talk
just
like him,
Looking like
and you have the same. I think you have like that little, you know,
look
cynical
out.
view. You know.
Yeah, I see
Like he
that.
does.
Yeah.
He's got
I
the
don't have a
It's-
cynical view. I'm
the
very
demon on his
optimistic.
You're optimistic?
So optimistic that this interview will turn out well.
Yeah. Are you optimistic
I am.
about?
I am about surviving the day.
The crickets were.
I'm
heard.
gonna survive today.
I mean, you
For
will.
sure, yeah.
I'd say
optimistic about the
it's
truth.
already it's past 2 p.m. You're surviving.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, most of the day has already passed.
Chances are,
I'm gonna survive the day.
yeah, you got this.
Yeah. So that's optimism.
Yeah.
That's as
you're-
optimistic as I'm gonna give you.
But
I know, and I don't even know you.
but with the yeah, I mean it's interesting. So what? I guess like how do you choreograph your shows to unleash the chaos?
Ooh, I don't need. That's one good thing about. Okay, so like ballet is like ti ti ti. You know, everything's like you have to be on your mark, and if you're not on your mark, if you're like an inch off, it's like you know.
You failed.
Somebody's
You
in your
suck,
ear too.
But you know. Meow.
Meow.
I don't think
Um,
butt is a curse word.
No, it's not. But that
Sucking butt,
imagery was
Sucking
probably
butt.
not okay. Anyway,
It's not a salad time.
Depending on their audience.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
Exactly.
we live in 2022.
it's TikTok.
These kids are
Yeah.
sucking butt.
That's what I always say. I'm like, you know what, TikTok.
Eat the.
Meow. What were we talking about?
Performing choreographing.
Oh yeah, like the off the mark. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It's so like insanely like specific that like with my music, I kind of try like put together the show order. Like there's definitely certain moments, transitions. But in turn, I mean, a pop song, there's choreography because that's with the music video, and I can bring my dancer friends up with me. But other than that, I'm free balling.
So do you ever hear that like old coach over your head? Like,
Oh, no.
good.
I hear
Quite the opposite.
the titulas. Sorry, that's like an inside joke with my brother. Like when we were in the basement recording, like we were joking about the titulas or like these little like fairy things in the ceiling, and they'd come and give us like little gems, you know.
Cherubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all connected.
Have you read 1Q84?
Yes,
It's right over here.
I have actually.
Yeah. They talk about the little people. in
Yes.
that one.
Yeah, well, we call them the titalas, and they're like, titala.
Joe
And then-
Rogan also talks about it. He said he saw them on DMT.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Saw
there might
the
be a
tita-
dimension outside of this.
Okay, with titalas.
Yeah, I mean, they might have different names. They might find that name offensive.
They might love it though.
Shout out
No.
to the Titalas.
I think-
Yeah, shout out to the
Titalas.
titalas.
Yeah.
For the titalas! I'm sorry. Anyway, what's going on here?
No. We talked about
Still
unleashing
working on
choreography. We got through that, but I guess then when you made the music video, like you were able to lean on
The titalas?
the titalaws. Your friends had the titalaws. Everybody had the titalaws.
Everyone was channeling the titalas. Also, I was like, you know, I try to, when you like don't want to be something, you want to be something else so badly, but then you have to just give in to like who you are.
What is that?
Did that make any sense? Let me
What
give
is
you-
that? What is that?
Exactly.
Apply that for
Okay,
yourself into
okay.
a
I'll
situation.
give an
I understand
example.
what you're saying.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, his cynicism is.
So like, you want to be, for example, the cool girl. You
Yeah.
want to be like the cool girl. You want to be like.
I've always wanted to be the cool girl.
Yeah, right. But then you realize, like, I'm a titala.
Yeah.
I love hot pink and sparkles and, like, I am, that girl. But I'm also,
But
like,
can you be both, right?
I'm like
You can be both.
I'm
kinda.
a weird one,
Yeah, it's a coin. Yeah, it's a coin.
Well, the interesting thing is that the cool ones become the not cool ones. The
I
people that
agree.
were cool aren't.
I agree.
So
You used to
the
be-
Thank
weird.
you.
Yeah. What
It's the
beco-
pipeline.
Yeah, it really is the pipeline because what is
What is
the
cool?
the cool kids when you're 16? You don't want to be them
No,
when
they
they're 23.
peaked.
They peaked.
They
I don't know, man.
peaked.
Clerks is still a good
You got
movie.
your middle school peakers and your high school peakers.
Yeah.
Jack was really good at
It sounds
boxing
like
in high school.
peepers.
I'm still really good at
That could be-
boxing. It doesn't.
it's-
No, I'm just
Exactly. I'm like,
something else.
I was
woo.
a geek and a nerd in high school, and then geek and nerds became in, and then I was like, I don't really want to be a geek and a nerd anymore. I'm gonna go
When did
do.
boxers become in?
Boxers have never been in. Violence just.
I will
in
say
general.
boxers
Olympics.
right now are really out. I will say. I
Who?
feel like I think fighting community right now. I don't think has the best.
Yeah, it's got like the Andrew Tate disease. Like
Oh.
those people
Yeah.
in that field right
Oh.
now are
Yeah, like,
I think
Joe
that's.
Rogan.
Yeah, I mean,
Joe
that's,
Rogan.
that's the people
is
getting.
the least of.
He's the least of them, but he
he's
is
the
in
least.
that.
Like,
Yeah,
He's in that.
but he's a lot of times the people giving them the platform sometimes as
It's true.
well,
It's
which
true.
is the thing as well. Because his whole thing is like, oh, I don't. He just asks what, like, oh, well, like. I'm just
before we
asking
throw
next-
shots at Joe Rogan, I don't want him to throw shots back. He's.
It's okay if he throws shots back.
Joe
at us,
Rogan! Let's go! If we get Joe Rogan to come back.
Joe
and
Rogan,
us
come
repeat
box
this
with me.
song.
Joe Rogan for Spotify.
Beat my.
I want you to send that
Wow, that escalated down the rabbit hole. But for real, Spotify. But it's
As we've heard from lots of artists.
That's three. That's three podcasts in a row, guys.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't
How do
say
you
it,
feel-
but
yeah,
how do you
I'm
feel
meow
about
by the way.
How do you feel
Yeah.
about Spotify, though?
I mean,
In terms of how artist friendly they are.
well, that's the thing. It's like, to me, I'm like, I'm just like, stop being a baby and just get it together. Like, that's my thought process. To me, not to
Right.
other people. Like, this is a challenge to, like, you're going to have to find another way to get it, to get those streams or
Oh,
whatever.
aside from Spotify.
Or, like, I mean, obviously, the percentage that you get is, not the best and everything.
Yeah.
And, like, the way that, like, the editorial, like, to get streams, you want to land on these playlists, and these editorial playlists are, like, so gatekeepy and all this stuff. But, like, that's just a challenge. I mean, there's challenges in everything. You just got to figure out a way to work around it. I mean, that's just...
It's an interesting thing though, because like that is true when you bring up the playlist. That like there's like these the way I guess to get more streams is to be on somebody's playlist, and then a lot of people are subscribed to that playlist. We had one for a little while, but like the who are the gatekeepers of some of these like ones that are just run through Spotify or whatever?
Yeah,
that's the real
they're
question.
like legit people, that like they have the power.
Yeah, and I mean it's not a lot of people, so I guess it's
And there's so much music.
There's so much music.
It's so easy.
It's insane because it's like I mean, it's easier than ever to just get something recorded.
Yes.
So I guess it's like, there's also a lot of music that's kind of sucks. But
Yes.
so it's like filtering through that.
But-
I mean,
But it's like, there's always something. There's always a problem. There's always, it's just like, pick your poison. Honestly, I'd rather pick my poison in this time than in the others because, like, in the 80s, it was like, if it wasn't a hit, then you're gone. You have no... So, there's just... for me, this is great. I will take this poison. I will take it.
I will take this poison.
I will take this poison, Romeo.
you've been hanging out with Jack for a long time.
I mean, what's wrong with taking poison? We all
we
drank
do.
poison today.
Well, we talked about... Well, yeah, but except for Mckenzie. But we talked
The
about...
chemicals and everything.
What chemicals?
The chemicals and the food and the...
What chemicals are you speaking about?
Is that I guess like that...
Pesticides,
Do you... I mean...
taste them.
Then you talk about food. I mean, that you probably... I'm a vegetarian most of the time. You probably, like, in terms of, like... being like an athlete, essentially, like, you have to probably take a lot of care for your body in that way. Is that something that, like...
Are you a vegetarian?
This has been a new thing. No, actually, I'm on, like... I think I'm in the process of figuring out, like, what autoimmune disorder I have kind of thing. I probably have, like, multiple things, like, whatever.
Some, like, Hashimoto's? Or...
Yeah, something like that. So, I'm, like, I got my blood work done and stuff. But basically... probably have like Epstein-Barr like virus, inside me, and I'm in the process of like flushing it out, which is like a crazy diet, like of.
Did you get like one of those
drinking
tests where they like say what your body like? I know that like I don't know how expensive those are or like what they how but I know like some professional athletes like Tom Brady and other athletes are like they like I don't know if it's blood work. I think it's blood work where they take your blood and then they're like, oh well, your body like does better with these types of fruits or like these types of vegetables. FODMAPs. Is that what it's called?
Well, I guess like whatever you're deficient in, then you just like go from there.
I did FODMAPs and I ignored it.
Well,
just completely ignored the information the doctor told me. He told me to stop eating meat.
I actually am like only eating meat, so.
No,
eating meat.
He told me specifically like I have like a fatty liver thing going on as a result of eating.
But that's the
too
thing.
much meat.
Doctors are like. I'm going to like
Liars.
functional medicine, which is a lot different than like going to the doctors. It's like really getting to like the root of issues.
So functional medicine, what does that entail?
It's just like you get your blood work done and you see what you're deficient in, and like things like thyroid issues and stuff. Like they're not going to catch that in regular blood work and stuff.
So it's like
you have to
more
go to a
intense.
specialist.
Yeah, like functional medicine.
Okay.
And and then supplements and just the food you eat and things like that. It's just I just started because I've been feeling I've been spiraling recently, like the past couple months, just not okay, like in the head too.
Yeah.
Just like anxiety and like how my body was feeling and can't think, I can't get out of bed.
It's that time of year too, it's hard to get out of bed.
Yeah. But
seasonal.
I feel already better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I already feel like I feel alive. I felt dead. Yeah.
Was anything in particular kind of like one thing? Was it health in particular more, or like was it just a confluence of things? You don't have to.
I was stressed, and that definitely exacerbates
the health issues, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stress is a big thing. Just like ballet. And
a lot of like shows going on over the holidays.
Yeah, Nutcracker. Yeah, it was like
I saw Nutcracker when I was a kid.
20 shows or something.
How did that go?
I made it. I started a diet like in the middle of in the beginning of Nutcracker because I was like I can't do anything, So it got me through, which was good. But I'm like very strict. Like I have to drink like bottled water, like fluoride and stuff, and like the chemicals I put on my face, makeup and like hair products and lotion.
What's your favorite meal?
Right now on this diet, or like
In
Both.
general.
I don't
What's
know.
your favorite
I'm like I don't know if
regular
I'll
and
ever be
diet?
able to eat pasta again.
Oh, so
no.
is it possible that you're celiac then?
Definitely, like gluten is a huge.
Trigger.
I
For
think for-
autoimmune issues.
Yeah.
Like for a lot of
You
people.
cut it out first.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's like a lot of people probably could cut out more gluten just in general too. I don't think it's very.
I mean, but
I mean, I know it's great. It tastes
I
great.
love like you go to like
Can't have a piece.
Europe and you have like baguette, and you got your cheeses and you got your meats.
Yeah,
Like,
I
I
too
miss
go to
that.
Europe and get baguettes and cheeses.
I was there this summer. It was nice. Yeah.
Where were you this
I
summer?
was in Barcelona.
When?
Barcelona.
Primavera, like
Oh,
June.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was nice. Were you in Barcelona over the summer?
I was there for a day. I was backpacking.
Oh, nice. So you probably went a lot of places then.
I was in Hungary when you were in
Oh, so you went to
Primavera.
Budapest?
for a wedding.
Very nice.
And
did you go to
then-
the hot baths?
I did.
Nice.
Did you?
No, but one of my friends. I've never been to Budapest yet.
Mm.
But I will when I go. One of my friends, he went there a couple holidays ago. I guess he's Jewish, and I guess there's like a big Jewish quarters in Budapest.
Oh.
Yeah, which is where he stayed.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. But yeah, I surmise that it's beautiful. But I was there, Milan, Berlin, and then London.
When
So
were
it's-
you in Berlin?
Mid-June.
Yo,
It was dope.
I might have been there at the same
Or-
time.
It's a
Shut up.
it's a very cool place. Definitely would love to go back. I mean, it was just beautiful. Like it was interesting too because you feel for me, like I felt a certain weight being around like some of the government buildings. 'Cause you-
Yeah, the
yeah.
energy, like when you're
Yeah.
around like the Berlin Wall, or like it's like fuck.
When I went to like
meow.
there's like I forget what it was the Bundestag, I think and there's like where Hitler gave his speeches.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's like insane.
But
Just
that city is amazing.
yeah, it's insane.
The-
And the people there like very nice, like just
Yeah.
cool people too.
I
You
wanna
know, they
live
wouldn't have
there.
been cool in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why.
That's why they got it all comes around.
Yeah.
But yeah, living there would be insane. Playing music there would be insane. The
I want to like. I was like, why am I so connected? Why do I feel so connected to Berlin? And then on the plane ride home, like back to the States from Madrid or something, they had the movies, and I watched Hedwig and the Angry Inch. Have you seen that?
I have not seen that one. actually.
Recommend.
Very good.
Amaze. But David Bowie was like living there and
Yeah,
made a
he
lot
lived-
of work
yeah,
there. I'm like,
exactly.
oh,
Yeah,
that's why. Like,
he
it
got
makes sense.
tired of London or New York, and then he went over there. And
Yeah, I'm like,
he was
I
like
want to
gonna
be
go
a
crazy.
club rat.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to do that, but now I'm like, I can't even eat, like, I can't even use regular toothpaste, so those days are over for me.
They probably got special toothpaste in Germany. They're fine. They're
I can't just, like, stay in the dungeons for, like, 4 days, straight dancing all night.
That sounds nice.
Right?
yeah. That's
Sounds nice.
And then just, like,
I'd probably get lost in there. You wouldn't see me again.
yeah. And then you come out and you're, you create this work from this state of, like, death,
literal.
Depends how much
Yeah.
money you have.
Yeah.
But
Meow.
meow. So, all right, maybe what are some of like? I know there's a lot of rigidity to ballet, but what are some of the favorite like performances that you do, or like roles that you've gotten to do? Maybe as like a soloist. I know you're a soloist of the Carolina Ballet.
Yeah, my favorite role was before I was a soloist. I did before COVID. There's this ballet called Jewels by George Balanchine, who is New York City Ballet, started that company and choreographed all these amazing works. And we do a few of them every year. And in Jewels, there's diamonds, emeralds, and rubies, and we did rubies. And rubies is like, there's no story. You're just, it's great music, and you wear these fun costumes. Ruby's costumes, like red leotard with like this, like the Egyptian kind of skirts where they're like paneled almost, and they have like jewels on them, and it like flaps when you turn.
Lots of sequins.
But it was like a jewel, like bigger one,
Not a
not like a little dee-da-da-dee.
not like a little thing. Big
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, like a jewel.
It's a thing.
Yeah, and then you like wear, crown, and I got to do the lead in it, and that was like probably the biggest accomplishment of my life. I worked so hard.
I was gonna say, what are the work schedule for leading something like that would probably be insane.
Yeah, it's like you have rehearsal, and I also was in 2 other things. I was in the core of that ballet too, and then we were rehearsing for our next program, and I would just like, I did so much research. I did so much training outside of it. Like I'd have rehearsal all day, and then I'd go to the gym, and I would like spend 2 hours at the gym, just like either practicing it more. I was a psychopath about it, but it paid off.
So you say there's not a story, but I mean, I think there is storytelling in it, right? And so how do you think of transmuting a story without words?
So it's more of a feeling. You're portraying a feeling. And the feeling of Rubies is like New York City energy kind of thing, you know? More like flashy and...
Flapper.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. So there is not a story, but there's a feeling, and you portray the feeling with everything that you do, you know? I mean, I love acting. I love that part of things. I think everything is acting, the performance, you know, like from music. You know, if you're singing a song, you have to get into the song, you know?
Of course.
And when you're writing, like you have to, if you're portraying a feeling, you know, you have to be in that feeling.
Yeah, if you're writing effectively, you need to be in that moment.
You have to sit in that.
It gets worse if you're trying to write characters. There are fragments of myself that I will never get back.
Oof.
Might not want them back either.
Yeah, there you go.
It's
no,
okay.
Death.
Death.
There are some.
Dead on the page.
There are definitely fragments of myself that I wish that I could get back, like innocent pieces that you leave behind in previous pieces of work.
What pieces do we need
to read, though?
Yeah.
I always feel, you know, I don't get what you're saying there, though, because once I like the angry song, for example, I feel better.
Yeah, you exercise a demon, right?
Yeah.
But so what positive about you did you lose? Because you're saying, like, you lost something that you can't get back. Did you?
Or just, like, you understand what's part of you.
Like the act
I'm not
of,
saying you that.
The act of writing poetry, right? One of my poetry professors told me it was like exercising a demon, but there's things that aren't demons that you can also exercise, and one of those things is you can lose faith in a poem. You can lose faith in humanity through a poem. You can write yourself into this place where you hate everybody, like Charles Bukowski. And that's what I'm saying.
Did he write himself into that place, or did he live himself into that place? Because I think his writing is indicative of his...
They're not separate things for a writer.
I agree. I agree, but I'm also saying if you take out the writing from Charles Bukowski, he is an angry drunk who abuses people.
Right.
Right? And so if I like Post Office, I like some of his writing, but like...
But there is a process to get there. Like,
there is a process to get there.
He was 18 years old still writing poetry. His poetry is not going to be that. It's not going to be that until life experiences robbed him of whatever bright spark that could have stopped him from being.
Okay, so it's the life experiences, not necessarily. I mean, the artistry is combined, but really those life experiences, because he didn't have to.
But there is a thing when you create something and it becomes a life experience to create that thing. The period of time in which you sacrifice to make that thing is not going to be you anymore. And when you come out the other side,
it's
whatever
also
you put into it.
I don't know.
I think it's a very Beats. Like, what happened with him in that particular generation was a very Beats-centric in the sense of their whole life was the art.
Yeah, well, beat poets never really died. I mean,
I'm saying, you know, the generation I'm talking about. You know?
Yeah, I learned from a beat poet. Norman Doobie wrote Groom Falcon.
But I'm just saying, like, the generation of people who are, like, lionized are essentially all dead, right?
No, Norman's still alive.
Okay, but most of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so most of them kind of died on the page for the page because that's what they. But like, I think they would have died either way, right? I think that if they didn't write about it, maybe it wouldn't have been so important. I don't know, like
I don't know, like Ned
Vizzini. It depends on the person.
I think part of it is who they were.
Because
like Jack Kerouac was just a drunk.
Yeah,
maybe.
like you can write. I don't know. For my music, when I get in dark spots, but I can't finish a song that way. I can't. I have to like have some type of like conclusion, whether it's acceptance or like whatever. But I personally can't like end it that way. I think it just depends on the person.
Do you leave it then
Semisonic.
and then come back?
Yeah,
One,
it'll come when it comes.
then, meow.
Meow.
But like every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end, right? This is a line that comes from Semisonic. It's a line that has always struck true with me. And the act of death is not death itself, but the act of metamorphosis. So saying goodbye to something is not that bad. Saying hello to something new might be
Yeah,
better.
but then you're saying that you're sad.
Yeah, I miss things about myself that I.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah,
gave
definitely
away.
like the
Okay.
innocence and.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
That stuff
you
for sure.
lose things.
You're just
through
never
the
gonna- but-
process of art.
But then you
never-
gain things.
You do. I've gained
Yeah.
a lot.
I
of
guess
things.
also like you probably also lost that through the process of life too.
Yeah, I
right?
think
Like,
Well,
life
the
The
writing
innocence
was my
itself.
life.
Yeah,
Writing
no, I
was
get
my
that. I
life.
get
I
that.
lost it during the MFA program, just simply because like the people that I was around. And
You know what? I don't
being
know
alone.
you guys. What do you do?
This.
This is all we do.
But Jack-
I don't
Jack-
exist outside of this.
Jack
place.
Shut up.
Jack got his MFA from Arizona State and then taught poetry, creative writing there for a few
And
years,
English
4 or 5
ESL
years,
for 6 years.
6 years, and then
At the college.
Arizona State University. Yeah.
Holy cow! Meow.
meow meow.
Meow.
It's not as impressive as being a ballerina for the Carolina.
No, that's not.
That's
That's.
pretty cool.
I appreciate that, but
It's pretty lit.
I think both are very cool.
Yeah,
You know?
I didn't have to sacrifice my body for mine.
Not
You
yet.
did sacrifice a lot,
Just,
apparently.
just his mind.
Yeah, just his mind
No, I'm just.
and his innocence.
Yeah,
I lost that a
yeah.
long time ago. I probably lost that when I started boxing.
The body was tangential. That was just part of it. But
Violence is the beginning of the death of innocence.
Okay, wait.
and then I like trained as a philosopher. Went to University College London. Been back here for like a little while doing podcasts.
In philosophy?
Yep. So that's what I did, and then maybe I'll finish my PhD soon, writing as
Philosopher.
well. Yeah.
Completely unrelated.
He writes. He writes. He's a philosopher. He's the.
But Jack's like
he's
poet.
a skater. He skates. He
A
does
little bit,
fucking
not
a lot
much,
Of, a lot
but-
of cool shit over here.
Wow,
Lucas
guys.
makes
Then-
fucking beats. He makes awesome music.
I know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I do beats, and then I also am a sport management grad and played baseball in college.
I also got that.
Yeah,
From
so
that.
completely unrelated from these two.
Not really though. It all ties in with
And
like.
you
It
all live
ties
here.
in like.
No, no, I
very
live here.
Oh, it's just you.
Yeah.
We've all tried
Holy
to do something.
Meow.
Meow meow.
Something artistic and something higher than us.
Yeah.
Wow, guys, this is a great crew.
But yeah, Jack is. Yeah, it all ties together because like poetry, writing, music.
How old are you? Oh.
27, 28.
29.
27, 28, 29,
Wow.
26.
Okay.
Shit. 26, 27, 28, 29. Fuck.
Yeah, damn.
We're a
Meow.
flush, or what is it?
Meow.
A full house or something?
Full house.
Full
No,
house.
that's a straight.
A straight.
straight.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
All right.
Don't take me on the table.
Don't take.
That's funny.
Mackenzie said, "Don't
Meow.
take her on the table." Mackenzie said, "Don't take her on the
This
table."
this whole
2023.
thing is a meow.
But honestly, I only maybe like ask just
I
what are
have
your
one more question.
Okay.
That I wanted to like segue from what we were talking about before, because you started talking about
Oh.
your outfit
Oh.
that you were wearing for the what was it, Rubies?
Oh yeah. Costume.
Yeah, and so I saw you at Night Riders with Swansgate.
Oh, and I
That
was
one
in the
night.
red.
Yeah, and you were in the red jumpsuit, and I was like, kind of telling me, I was like, why is she wearing a red jumpsuit? And I kind of wanted your take on like your how you go about your outfits for your shows, because
Oh.
it's definitely, I can tell it's like,
Yeah, it's important to me.
yeah, it's very important.
I love expressing myself through clothes. I like, for example, I mean, like, wow, this is gonna be annoying. But yeah, I'm a girl, right? I'm a girl in music, and I'll talk about one outfit I wore. Like, I wore a Spider-Man outfit, like a Spider-Man suit for one of my shows.
Right?
Yeah. And like, to me, it was like, why does Spider-Man have to be, why do I have to be a girl that's dressed as Spider-Man? Why can't I just be Spider-Man?
Donald Glover.
You know what I mean? And it's like, with music, it's like, why do I have to be a girl musician? Why can't I just be a musician? Why can't I just be like why does it have to be girl music? You know what I mean? Or it's like there's like girl rock and stuff. It's like no, it's just like this is whatever it is. Whatever my genre is. Still trying to figure that out. But like yeah, so I like androgyny. I like also things that are shiny and look good under lights, you know, because of the ballet, you know, theatrics, but also like sexy and unique. Yeah, like I have been also feminine, still feminine.
Sounds like Prince.
I don't know. I could see Jack wearing a red
I was
jumpsuit.
thinking like the Replacements wearing like skirts on stage.
Sure.
Really great. Love them. And they have a song called Androgynous as well, so that's why I kind of thought about that. But I mean,
Prince is
Oh, and powerful.
very good looking. Prince is very powerful.
Yeah.
sounds like you have experience.
Prince is so hot.
Oh yeah.
Prince is so
Good looking guy.
hot.
Good
No,
looking
but
guy.
just like not
And
even.
and good at basketball.
This is more enthusiasm
Yeah,
than I've
dude,
ever seen
you
Jack
can't
do.
Yo,
Jack loves
no, but
Prince.
Solid
his
artist.
energy is like just
Solid.
so sexy. He's so sexy.
And he was always one step ahead of the game. The reason why he became the artist formerly known as Prince was that he could own his own masters from that point forward.
Yeah.
And he was on an interview with Jimmy Fallon where he broke down Mariah Carey's music deal in 1997 and actually showed how she's getting screwed big time, even though she had the largest record deal to that date. People are still making money off Mariah Carey. Prince is right.
They suck him dry.
Yeah, they suck him dry, leave
I
him to
just
die.
watched the Whitney Houston movie,
Meow.
which I mean the movie is like
Oh, what
not
they
the
did.
best,
Oh.
but you know just like being around the story, even if it's like Hollywoodized, you know, it's like they really just take this light, you know, this light, this gift, and then they just squander. They squander and they kill
Or corrupt.
and corrupt,
Both.
and it's
I
just
like
so
to see it corrupted.
sad.
That's what I like watching, is the corruption.
Wow,
That's what I'm in it for.
you are
The
a light,
The
of,
light,
Light.
the light
of
transforms.
optimism.
The light transforms
Joy.
into darkness. Light transforms into darkness. That's where poetry is made. That's where poetry is made.
There's been some pretty questionable movies released lately.
Like what?
Cats.
Okay, I still need
Wait,
to
Cats
watch
with
that.
Pete, isn't it?
No,
Wait,
one
Cats
where
is
they're
bad.
dressed like-
Yo,
And
Idris
Royal,
Elba.
and
It's
Royal
on Amazon.
Ballet
It's
Dancer,
Yeah.
and Robbie Fairchild.
But the whole part of Cats
But the
into
movie,
beginning was
though.
that like it was people playing cats on stage, so like
It
we're
was
kind of
not
in
even
on
the
it.
movie itself.
Didn't
it's
make
the
sense
way
to
That they-
CGI them
yeah,
to be
yeah.
not
They
cats.
messed it
So-
up. Meow.
off-putting and like
Yeah.
it was terrible.
Idris
I need
Elba
to
had
watch
mixed,
it.
I'll be
like,
honest, I didn't
ugh.
even watch the movie, but I just saw the trailer.
Yeah.
And the way they looked
It was just
like,
creepy.
Yeah.
Okay,
Everyone comes back disgusted.
The CGI
It could be a great movie, honestly.
the CGI production company had 7 weeks to put that together. All right,
That's
to finalize.
7
Yeah, but-
weeks?
Yeah,
Why
to
did they not
finalize-
take more time?
Bro,
They
because the
messed up in
production
so many
studio
Yeah.
pushed it
levels.
out. They're like, we already spent so much money on this. If we don't
That's
release
what
it by
they
this
came up with
weekend,
CGI. I thought those were just costumes.
no, that was CGI.
Yeah, those.
Yeah, that was CGI.
It wasn't
was
good
bad.
CGI.
No.
but it
No.
was-
Dude,
No.
could have done like Avatar, like.
Avatar
It was
though
bad.
took a long time.
Avatar 2 took even longer, and it was
well, they
bad.
spent,
Well, they're
It was
filming
bad.
Avatar
was
2 is
it?
I heard
bad.
it was good.
On it.
I haven't
No,
seen it.
Avatar 2 is like the most plain story that could have
Well,
existed.
You heard it from
They spent
Jack,
all their
though,
money
so-
on
Yeah, I'm like, I gotta take it with a grain of salt.
I mean, honestly, the storytelling in Avatar is pretty lame. Avatar 1 was Dances with the Wolves, but you're blue. You're Smurfs, and it's now Dances with the Wolves, but you're Smurfs.
They're,
Um,
they actually, I think, I think they
yeah, it's
filmed
good.
3, 4, and 5 as well, or like parts for the younger people of the crew because they're gonna age out.
Oh.
They've already planned to make like 3.
Yeah, no, James
It's
Cameron.
gonna take another 10
in,
years.
in
Yeah,
order
literally.
for a franchise to happen, James Cameron has already been on interviews saying that he needs to make $2 billion off of Avatar 2. If that doesn't happen and it doesn't come close, one, he's broke, his production company's broke, and no more movies coming out of his
They
production.
made $1
company.
billion on the first one, so that's a tall task. But
$2 billion.
they probably spent like
$450 million.
It's like the highest spent movie of all
$450
time.
million.
which might not even include like
I'm a
advertising.
big movie
Well,
buff.
didn't
Love
they have
movies.
fucking do
I
a
love movies.
like a
Yeah. Who's your
horror
favorite director?
Pooh movie?
Okay, I'm not like that though.
Oh.
A horror
like-
Pooh?
Yeah, I swear to God, they made like a
Yeah.
horror Winnie the Pooh movie.
They did, yes,
Yeah.
they did.
That also
Really?
looks really creepy.
No, that
could
looks
be okay.
dumb.
Yeah, dumb and creepy.
Yeah,
like,
dumb and creepy.
But
which could be fun.
Yeah,
could be
I mean,
exciting.
it could be exactly what they were going for. But
Yeah, you know.
I just saw the trailer for that, and I was like,
And you know what?
Well,
That's
I will
gonna
never
make
see-
so much money.
well, I'm never
So
gonna see.
everyone's just,
I'm
like,
never gonna look
curious.
at poo again the same.
Not as much
'Cause
as
I'm just gonna
Paddington
see
2.
that poo.
I just love that you're saying poo, and I'm.
Meow.
I don't know why, but the way you say it just makes me think of poop.
Well, I can't
You know what I
imagine
mean?
why, because this is.
It's Winnie.
Is that how you're? Yeah.
I never.
Winnie.
I don't know. It's like it was
I
so
call it-
clear in my mind the difference until you said it, and now I'm like,
I don't call
whoa.
him Winnie the Pooh because we're close.
It's the way you say poo, though.
You
say it
drag
like
the
poo.
O. A
Yeah,
little
right.
bit.
Am I wrong here?
Yeah.
Am I crazy?
He leads into the next word a little bit. So like if the next word starts with a B or a P, it's
How
gonna
should
sound
I
like
say it?
say Pooh Bear.
Winnie the
Pooh
Pooh.
Bear. Winnie the Pooh.
Yes. Yes. That was better.
We're getting there.
Oh, that was better.
Yeah. Because
My-
Winnie the Pooh versus like Winnie the Pooh.
I don't understand.
I don't know.
This-
Never mind.
But
Sorry.
so we talked about we got to the clothing, got through everything. I think. I mean, if
That was my
any,
one question I wanted to ask about.
if you, yeah, I thought it was, I liked it.
Cool.
Yeah. If you have any shout outs or any upcoming shows or anything you want to throw out there.
Upcoming shows.
Honestly, my plan is to not be a part of a show until I release an album, and it'll be my
So
first
what's
show
the
back.
is that in the works?
Yes, but like, you know,
Takes time.
yeah, I want it to be like spring.
Spring? Okay, so not too far.
Yeah.
And not to make you scared.
Yeah, I know.
But-
I have a lot of planning, and I want to do. There's a lot of things I want to do. Money is always an issue. I need to figure out things, you know. But in terms of like systems, business stuff, but I'm working, basically.
And yeah, no shows until the thing. But yeah, well, any upcoming ballet performances going on?
We're doing a ballet to Grieg's Piano Concerto in February. It'll be like all of February. And then we have, I think, 2 more programs after that. We end with Sleeping Beauty, I think, in May. So,
Not CGI'd.
not CGI.
But-
Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah,
And then any
that should
people
be great.
and then anybody you want to shout out or anything?
My producer, my parents, love you. My brothers, I did. My bandmates, oh, they're beautiful. Matthew Grady is my bassist. He does an awesome solo on Hot Air Balloon. My drummer, Dan, he is incredible. Bao on keys. And yeah, Adam. They're my, I don't know how I got them, but so grateful.
Homies.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, thanks for talking to us. The only other thing we really do is we always take like a Polaroid with the person who came over if you're down. Yeah.
I'm never in these.
Jack's not.
You're in it.
If you can imagine
You're in
that.
it.
He,
No, I take.
he hasn't been in any of them.
Oh, come on.